Good, man. Good, good. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for taking the time out of your
Yeah.
day
Yeah, no
to
problem.
be on this. I really appreciate it, actually. I've been seeing you guys very, very active on Facebook with you guys,
Awesome.
the new Facebook group. I believe it's like for agency owners in the real estate space, right?
Yeah, that's one of the new things we're doing right now. In addition to this other stuff, because we have like basically without trying to confuse the marketplace, we have like we help agency owners in any niche, but then we have this like specialized category where I used to work at realtor.com and I was their marketing vendor for about a little over 3 years. So I have all this like real estate marketing and all these funnels and assets. So we're like, hey, well, let's just sell them to people. And so many people work with realtors, and I would say most agency owners that work with realtors have no clients, just like most realtors make no sales. So I'm like, well,
Exactly.
what if we can make it a lot easier for at least the agency owner side to acquire clients faster and saying, hey, leverage my resume, use all my assets, and now you got like a franchise of a real business, like just today.
Nice, nice. So, you guys have your own marketing agency for realtors as well, correct?
Yeah, yeah. In fact, like we have like it's almost like we have two. It's to me, everything is the same. It's like we have one agency that we have a specialty with realtors, and then a specialty with any client that we feel is a good fit.
Okay.
So we have generalization as well. But yeah, we do have like groups for real estate. The reason why is just because of my background. Had I not worked at realtor.com and been their marketing guy, chances are I would never ever in my life work with realtors because quite frankly, it is quite energy draining working with agents too.
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
So you kind of like describing my own agency too. Since I'm a real estate agent, I tend to run my ads for real estate agents, but I also get other businesses sometimes that are excited about the system. They're excited about Facebook ads, and their business model allows us to kind of help them as well. So we take those clients on as on like um, to implement the system. So so for somebody who's trying to scale from, let's say, like 20, 30,000 a month to like 100,000 a month, what do you think is the biggest thing for an agency owner to do?
Having a couple things in place, like to grow any business, you need traffic going to you, right? So you have to have some sort of like marketing process that you can get people to want to talk to you. So marketing is one aspect. Then the second part is now that you have your marketing dialed in, and if you're doing a pretty good job, you're getting people who are interested at some level to want to go forward with you. They have an intent. And then you need a good salesperson or a sales process to be able to take somebody who's interested, who has a problem. Typically, when people are on the phone talking about like marketing, they need more clients. And if the salesperson can do a good job explaining the service, how it can solve their problems, then you have more revenue. Then the experience just starts with the customer. Now it's about customer delivery. Now, how can you give them an experience where they like not only like your team in general, like they genuinely like the project manager, they genuinely like the service, but then you're also producing an outcome and a result. And in order to get an outcome and a result, you have to set clear boundaries and expectations together in this partnership with your new client. Because sometimes it's easy for clients to say or hear, um, well, I'm paying you guys money. You're telling me it's going to be instant on Facebook. I want that to equate to instant clients for me too.
Mm-hmm.
So having that communication about how that first 30 days or 45 days looks from like setting up ads, writing ad copy, testing things, getting access to certain assets, understanding your sales process as the client, understanding your assets and your brand in the marketplace all plays a major factor. Because if Tony Robbins had a marketing problem and he came to me, I'd be like, dude, this is easy. Everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
But if somebody that is a brand new real estate agent or a brand new personal injury attorney came to me, I would say, how familiar is your market with you? Chances are they have nobody knows their name whatsoever. So now we have to take that into consideration. There's no reputation. Nobody knows them. Nobody likes them. Nobody trusts them. So now marketing has to work a little bit differently. So we come up with a process based off their unique situation.
I mean, it does take longer, to start everything from scratch rather than even if somebody has been running ads in the past a little bit. It takes at least over 1,000 people to reach your ads in order just to create a lookalike audience. So having that instant, so it's the same thing with us. Like we set the expectations not only for a month, for like 12 weeks. I'm like, hey, I mean, our system will take 12 weeks for it to work its magic. But we've seen it work in the first week. It might happen for you, it might not. Everybody's different, right? So setting up those expectations and over delivering on, you know, things that we didn't even talk about is what makes, clients, happy. And in our case, every time clients is happy, we just send them a text like, hey, please review us. Leave us a review, and it results in a bunch of 5-star reviews on our agency, which basically makes us a 5-star agency. And I tell people on the call, like, you can look us up, and if you see any 4-star, we'll take it off our sales presentation.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm. Yeah,
so
no, that's a good idea. I mean, it's like, yeah, you nailed it on the head. When somebody's happy, go get that testimonial, that review. Make it easy for them. Don't say, "Can you review me on Google?" Give them that little short link, shorten the
yep.
link so it opens up the Google review or their Yelp or your Facebook page. So it's really, really simple for them because everyone's going to say yes to you. Not everyone's going to actually do it because you create friction. So a frictionless way to actually get a testimony. Like I sent 2 emails to 2 clients before this call today that literally said, "Here's 3 links. Pick your favorite one. I'm going to
Mm,
follow up with you tomorrow if I don't hear back." So it's very simple. They already know I'm going to say, "Hey, like I don't want to bug you. Don't make me bug you because I want this to be reviewed." And I mean, that's just the process. I mean, you have to follow up just even getting a client review, but that simple process allows the public to now see that review. Now you have an asset on the internet that's instantly leverageable. Because if you
mhm,
have another realtor or personal injury or client or whatever the industry you're in, you screenshot those guys and you can text them to your clients, Facebook Messenger to them, post it on your Instagram or Facebook stories, your LinkedIn, and just keep seeding the market with social proof after proof after proof. And then at first, people will say, "Oh, who cares about this dude?" But if they see like 10 of these, 20 of these, 30 of these, they're like,
mhm.
something's going on right here. I got to
Yeah,
pay attention to this person.
exactly, exactly. It's like right now, it's not about what you say; it's about what other people are saying about you. You
Yeah,
know,
you said it right. Yep.
and so going back a little bit to the client service, a lot of clients come in with their own offers that they think it's a good offer. How do you guys tell them, like, oh, your offers is basically crap, we need
Mhm.
to adjust it? And how do you guys go about that? Like, how do you?
I mean, we just asked for permission saying, "Hey, would it be okay with you if we adjusted your offer?"
Hmm.
It's pretty simple. We just ask for permission. But we want to dig into it because if their offer genuinely worked, then we can test it. So if it's an offer that they use, like with real estate, for example, they may be more accustomed to like a direct mail or something at a grocery store or whatnot. And then I just kind of challenge, like, does it? They say, "Oh, this works. Everybody knows it." I'm like, "All right, can you define that down? Can we prove this somehow? Like, how many home sales did you make off this flyer or off of this shopping cart or whatever that element is?" And if they don't know, saying like, "Is it fair to say that it may not be working, or if we take this and we put it on the internet, do you think we'll see a level of success? Because I'm happy to take your ideas and do it your way if you like, but I'd also like to sprinkle in what we've taken from our history and our years of success to run our own campaigns as well. Are you okay with that?" And then we just explain it. And if we ask for permission and they give it to us, then we go for it. But if they want to use their own way, we'll say, "No problem. We'll try it your way. What if we just give it a week and we'll see the results? We'll meet back up. And then if we see that, hey, this is not working, would it be okay if we give our recommendations of what we know and feel will work for you?"
Mm.
So we just want to basically allow them to take responsibility, because if they're hiring us to be their marketing experts and they want to also control the marketing message, then no problem at all. We'll do it your way. That's totally cool.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work, let's just both agree that we need to change paths.
So awesome. So you guys probably have worked with a lot of clients, real estate clients, and a lot, maybe like most of them are like, you know what, I'm tired of buyer leads. I want seller leads. How do you guys go about that? What's the offer that you guys what kind of offers you guys kind of like pick for seller leads? What kind of like campaign objective are you guys using? Because that's kind of like something I'm having issues with.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, a bad offer is just not going to work no matter what any objective is. I mean, I don't even forget objectives aside. For example, let's just go with like, what would the buyer or what would a seller want to hear? A seller would want to hear saying, "Hey, something like right now in California, it's a hot market. You list your home, it's going to sell." I mean, if
Yeah,
you don't go out of line in terms of price, like like on my parents' block, there's a home listed for $2.4 million. At best, it's worth 1.5. That is just a ridiculous amount. That's just going to attract more hate and a joke and an inside. Like realtors are probably laughing, saying that's just absolutely ridiculous.
yeah,
Now, what I would personally do, I just had this conversation like probably 2 hours ago with a friend who's just getting his license. He used to be a successful realtor. He went into a totally different industry. And now he's going back. And I just said, hey, well, let's work together. Now, if we're going to go for seller leads, they're going to be there's going to be a lot less. Right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to position ourselves and brand ourselves as the experts. We're going to do this typical stuff like get your CMA. We're going to word it in a very attractive method, but then we're going to do weekly updates. We are now going to be our local news station for real estate, and we're going to boost it. And we're also going to do a $5 a day method too. And all we're going to talk about is the neighborhoods you specialize in. Hey, did you know that listings are going for 10% above the asking price? This is what it means. Here are some exact examples of homes. This home was listed for $1 million and is sold for 1.2 million. This listing was listed for 900,000. It sold for 900,000 and whatever, $2,000, 900,000, 2,000, whatever, dollars. So saying like, if you own a home, maybe it's a good time to sell because rates are good. You control the chips. You'll probably get more than when the market starts to flip, and to recover, we may go and experience another 2 year, 5 year, 10 year cycle to get back to these heights. So if you're looking to expand, cash in, call me. I can do a free evaluation, come to your home, or do it virtually. So
mm,
I would literally invest into content. Now, that kind of video, all the information's free. It's all on Zillow, it's on realtor.com, it's in your MLS. All you have to do is basically report the news of what already occurred and just tell the marketplace, because I just know that like I was just like my feeling is this. I get mail every single day from realtors. Like literally there's not one day, not even Sunday. I'll go to my mailbox, I'll have something from a real estate agent. And me personally, no offense, if you're a real estate agent watching this, it's going in the trash no matter what. I don't care what it is. I just want my bills or checks people pay me. That's
yeah,
it. Two things: pay my bill on time, cash money. And I don't pay attention to any other solicitations whatsoever. And I feel that that's very disruptive. I didn't ask you to join my mailbox, right? So that, with that being said, I think the most effective and efficient way is put these messages on the largest platform, the largest audience, because if you have like, if 99 out of 100 people will open, or 1 out of 100 people will open that mail and like it, you have a better chance that more people in your community will watch your video on Facebook. You're now demonstrating authority. You're now delivering news. You're the newscaster. Like just like on ESPN, I used to love the late great Stuart Scott. I look
mm.
forward to his sections on ESPN. Now you can be that local knowledgeable realtor that people always know. And in 3 weeks or 4 weeks, when you go to your favorite restaurant and people say, "Hey, are you the guy on the Facebook ads or the girl on the Facebook ads?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am."
Hmm. Nice, nice. So you're basically saying become like your local news reporter in the real estate market, advertise on Facebook these videos, and potentially even retarget based on percentages watched of your videos,
Mhm.
because you can do that on Facebook. And people will keep seeing you over and over again in your area, and then they'll even recognize you when you walk down the street. So I mean, that's really a really nice way to look at things. Um, that's really really smart. As far as like what you're putting on that video, like for instance, like when I do a listing ad, I'm like, okay, uh, I'm willing to give you the to six common mistakes home sellers make when selling their home. Now, I'll give you this guide if you schedule. a one-on-one consultation, a listing consultation. So they have to schedule that. They have to become a lead. They have to go to my calendar next, schedule that appointment, and then on the appointment, I will basically send them the PDF of the 6 common mistakes. Now,
Mhm.
what do you feel about that strategy?
Honestly, I've never tested it that way to give a guide away. I would almost look at to in that strategy. I would probably look at to build a list of local people and then make the list good enough where they like it, and then have some sort of call to action on that giveaway. That is almost like a can't say no offer from the giveaway. So at least you're building the email list. Maybe even saying like, "Hey, send me your name and email." And I'll send it to you. And then maybe as a step two, somehow with some extra value, saying, "Hey, I have a video that shows 6 ways to increase your home's value that easily go unforgotten. Enter your cell phone. I'll text it to you real quick. So now you're kind of acquired another piece of data for a bribe of more value, so they can actually make more money off their home sale." But that's something I would do. I would probably keep it low friction and use that as like the first introduction to me and that person. Just because I look at everything like marketing's like dating. I know this analogy has probably been said many times, but if it's the first time they're meeting us, I don't know if they want to give us their phone number. Like if I walked up to a girl at the bar and said, "Hey, nice to meet you. What's your phone number?" They'd probably be like, "What?" Like, no, man.
I
Like,
mean,
what
I
if I
don't know
bought?
about you,
What
man.
if?
I mean, I got my girlfriend phone number from the first night.
Hey, I just had walked up to him. I didn't say I had a conversation yet.
I'm a closer, man.
But my point being is like we have to treat these as real relationships. So in the dating analogy, you obviously want
Yeah,
to date possibly one person. Let's just say that's the scenario. But in the marketing analogy, you want to serve a huge audience. So we just want to be respectable with their time, and we want to create less resistance. That's really the whole point of marketing: is how do we create less resistance, and based off of what we're giving away in our offer, that's how we decide what we want the conversion to be. So if it's like a PDF to educate, maybe just an email and maybe not so much invasive information. And if it's or maybe just email, name, and phone number, you can actually even ask all that data. But if it's going to be like, "Hey, you have to talk to me to get a page of 6 tips," I don't know if they're going to be ready for that just yet. It may create some friction. And then
okay.
you just use your email list to develop a real meaningful relationship, because that's where your money is. That's where you can actually be a cool person and deliver information. Because what I always believe is like, if I'm talking to you one on one, and as a salesperson, and I'm saying a lot of great things, you may not be convinced because I'm saying it, you aren't. But when I'm saying it on video and you're just laying on your couch or your phone or your computer and you just got an email and it has something that strikes a chord with you, and I have a video embedded there that explains it, now it's like, whoa, this guy is in my living room, but it's on YouTube or on this video. I actually love that information. The way he explained or she explained how things work is just something I've never heard, or at least people normally tell me face to face and I forget. I can watch this video 2, 3 times. I can hit forward to a friend. If I'm talking to you one on one, I can't hit forward on what happened. My ears don't record, right? But when you have that value and you put your marketing in place as a realtor in any industry, any business, if you have a good email marketing system, you're going to make money off that list. Now, the converse is true, which is the majority of people. I know real estate agents that have been in the game for 20 years, 30 years, 10 years, 2 years. They still don't have a good CRM. They still are saying, "Well, Keller Williams gives it to me free. Why would I invest?" It's like, well, it's actually costing you so much money because you're not using it. You're
Yeah.
basically meeting somebody and saying, "Hey, nice to meet you. Maybe in my entire life, maybe I'll reach out to you. And if I do, guess what I'm going to ask you? Hey, if you're buying or selling, think of me." It's like, dude, nobody's going to think of you when you ask them. But if
Mm,
you deliver value, hell yeah, they're gonna fucking think about you.
okay. Value. So I would probably like refine my strategy from what you told me, and I would probably like make a video about like 5 things that would, grow your home value or increase your home value. Maybe like a video of that,
Mhm.
and then probably retarget everybody that watches that video 50% of the time. Retarget them with a video this maybe talking about the statistics of how home value is being increasing and how people are getting more for their homes now more than ever because of interest rates, right? And then
Yeah, like a market update. Be the market leader, whether it's
yeah,
good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah, and then the third video could be like a call to action kind of ad with like, hey, I know you've seen a few of my videos talking about home value, talking about this. If you're ready to move forward and list your home, sign up below, become a lead, and also schedule your appointment. Do you think that's a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that'll work a little bit better. Take them on a customer journey, and your emails could always have a soft call to action saying, "Hey, are you looking to get the value of your home in today's marketplace? Do you want to see how much, if you were to sell it, here's how much it could be worth? Like, let us know, and we'll get you a market report right away with an explanation of what it even means and how to interpret it in plain old English." So those are like like unique ways where you can kind of truly create a connection, because a lot of people are just doing we even do this too. It's not a bad strategy. We do this for a lot of clients that want to just dabble with Facebook ads. We'll just give them do a list of homes,
Mm,
foreclosure deals, great deals and steals in the marketplace. Then what we're doing is we're basically saying, give us your name, email, and phone number. We'll give you a list of all these great opportunities that you can buy. And then when they fill in that information, we're not actually delivering a list. We need to now know, why do they want this list? What do they want to see on this list? Are they even relevant to receive this list? Because ultimately we have to sift through some mud, and we can do that through a little bit of automation. They fill in the lead page. We can move them to a survey immediately that asks them their criteria. And we can say, all right, well, if 100 leads come in and 30 fill in our long form surveys, well, what would somebody do as a salesperson? I would say, call the 30 immediately as they come in. The other 70, there's two ways to go about it: automate it with text messages, emails, and voicemail drops to get them to fill in the survey, or two, hire somebody to call every single one of those so you don't have to. And if it's a bad phone number, great. It didn't bug you. Who cares? You just got 70 other leads that, if you find one, what would that do for your commissions? If you found two, what would that do for your life, your family, your dreams? If
there
your
you go.
goal is to increase income, and you're literally like, I tell people, like, look, have you ever heard of this company? It's called Uber.
Yeah.
And I'll say, well, the unique part about Uber is they created this great organization that had some innovation in the marketplace. And guess what they did? They invested into getting it out there. Now, if you want to be Uber yourself and you have this great organization in you and you're good at what you do, you are a secret and no one will ever know you, period, unless you tell them. Now, if you want everybody to know about you, we invest in your business, put marketing in the marketplace. Now everybody can experience you. So you can be your
Give
own
you that
Uber.
feedback too. Like you get that feedback from people when everybody's experiencing you. And
Yeah.
therefore you better your business, you better your product, your service, everything. So to end this, like if you would able to go back 20 years from now and give yourself an advice, and basically to all the agency owners listening to this, how would you tell them to go about growing their agency?
Growing the agency, number one, I would do a lot of content. I would literally be so much more transparent, because everybody's trying to keep the secret sauce. I look at it as like this: if you gave away Bill Belichick's Super Bowl winning playbook and gave it to any other team, I normally say the Cleveland Browns because they're not that great, but if you're a Browns fan, sorry about that. But if you handed it over, they will still fail. So give your playbooks away. They're not a secret, right? Because if I handed you my playbook, you're now left alone to operate it all by yourself. That I'm just telling you the X's and O's. But
Mm,
what if something shifts in the marketplace? What if an ad doesn't work? Now we have audibles. Now we got to make changes. That's where the money is. That's why we get paid the big bucks or little bucks, whatever you're charging. It's because our job is to get an outcome and a result. We're
mm,
supposed to, hey, business owner or realtor, do you want to be an expert marketer and live behind a keyboard? Or do you want to make a ton of money every time you sell a house, because those commissions are big?
yeah.
Because you can do one or the other. You won't be good at both.
Mm,
So if you want instant leverage, saying, hey, let me hire an experienced firm, let me treat my own business as if I'm an investor in my business. Let's invest 2,000, 1,000, 5,000, whatever your budget is, put that together realistically and saying, okay, let's put some economics in place. If I get 200 leads and I close three of them and it costs me $3,000 and my average commission is 12,500, I now made 25 grand. I minus my broker fees or other expenses that I'd like to. But if I could put 5 grand in and make 25 back, that's a pretty damn good return on investment for the near future. Now, what if that model could be rinsed and repeat? What if I put 10 in and got 50 back? Now, where is the best investment in? Is it the best investment now becomes you when marketing works?
Mm.
Because you can lose your shirt in the stock market. You can lose your shirt in a fix and or like a flip. You can lose your shirt if you buy a property and the market crashes and you have to wait a decade for it to recover. But when you control your marketing and your message, you're now economy proof.
Exactly, and it's that list you're building too. Like like I personally spend $300 a day on ads, and some
Mhm.
days go and we don't close any deals. But
Mhm.
I'm not sad. I'm not angry. None of that, because these are seeds being planted and a list that's gonna be nurtured and follow up, and eventually some people are gonna close.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Like,
That's
yeah, I
in
mean,
that
there
as
is
well.
timing. I mean, like if we turn ads on, it doesn't mean like, hey, here, you're go look at your bank account immediately. Yeah, there's gonna be nurturing. There's timing. It takes a little bit of time to get the machine up and running. And like
Mhm.
I said before, if you already have brand equity in the marketplace, then things can permutate faster. Because like right now, like I've done a lot of organic content. Now, when I run my advertising, those organic people are now seeing my direct call to action and like, oh, dude, that's awesome that I wasn't clear that you actually can coach me, or I wasn't clear that I can pay you money to grow my business.
Mm.
So those they go hand in hand. So because I've invested time, energy, and money into organic and video and all that kind of stuff, it helps. But if you don't do that yet, it's a good time to start. And if you don't want to do content, just buy your way to your customers' hearts and run ads.
Exactly. If you don't want to spend time, the energy on content and organic, you got to buy your way into your customers' feed, your customers, mobile screen. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, I mean, I feel like I can talk to you about this for hours, but I know you're busy. You got to
Yeah.
go. I appreciate you for hopping on this. I'm probably gonna have you again on the podcast sometime, you know. And I'm really thankful for being part of the group. You guys did the amazing training the other day. I had to watch on lead generation, the systems, the SOPs, everything was amazing. So thank you again, and I appreciate it for hopping on, man.
Yeah, no problem. Send me the link to this and I'll share it on my wall too.
For sure, man. Take care. Have a
All
good
right.
day.
All right, you too. Bye.